we have an MMA bout between Jason Sedo and Koki Adachi. My prediction here is, well, to skip, but if you really want to bet on someone, listen to what I have to say. It's not worth it. This is not a spot where you should be putting your money at all. I don't know how good Koki Adachi is. I can't find footage of him. Jason Sedo, we do know, though. We bet against him in his debut with the Indian fighter. He was 3.5 times, and well, the Indian fighter was losing, but sorry, no, the Indian fighter was beating the piss out of Sedo. Sedo was losing in the stand-up and on the ground, but the only reason our Indian fighter lost in Sedo's debut and in his debut was because while he ate an up kick to the face from a grounded Jason Sedo, leading to his KO loss in round 2, I believe. Yeah, he was winning the whole fight dominantly against Jason because Jason's a low output striker with zero wrestling knowledge. He has okayish, like he's decently sharp when it comes down to his striking. He has decent power behind his right hand, but he's very low output, and if he can't catch you at the end of his range, it's very easy to get on the inside of his range and outpunch him. He is only a 1FC because he's friends with Jonathan Haggerty at the end of the day. I've seen this footage outside of one as well, yeah, enough to know that his takedown defense is just non-existent. Like, if you want to compare it to someone and you just want to say that his takedown defense worse than Ode Osborne's, that should be enough reference. If this chap can go 15 minutes with takedowns, he will win, which is why it's scary to bet on Sedo here. So I can't physically tell you to bet on Sedo. Like, he should be more durable than this chap, and he trains Muay Thai well, but he's just really a low level fighter, and I can't pretend he's good. So I'm telling everybody to skip this spot. I don't know how well the chap looks, and truthfully, they may feed Sedo a win here just because he's Haggerty's boy. But at the end of the day, like, he can get outstruck despite being the striker in this matchup, and the chap shoots takedowns from his topology. From his topology wins. Like, if you can get a takedown and settle, the fight will be 50-50. Like, Jason can win on his back, but and he does seem to be more athletic, but the jab is the more rounded martial artist. So skip this spot, wait for the fight inside the distance odds that may have some value to it. I would assume that this fight ends inside the distance, but I don't know at the end of the day. For bout 2, we have a Muay Thai bout between Singdam and Ryuki Matsuda. Sorry, not a Muay Thai bout, a kickboxing bout. My prediction here is, well, I'm going to tell you something straight up. I'd advise skipping here too for this spot, which is why I wrote in the video, why I wrote in the YouTube short to watch the breakdown for this video, because like, you're going to need to listen to what I'm going to say here in this fight. It's a very risky bet. Like, if you lose, yeah, I mean, well, you put your money on the line. It's just fucking risky, man. I wouldn't advise betting here. But anyways, I'm gonna get into it. Singdam, he has a stated record of 19-3, but that is false. He has over 70 fights in total compared to the 14-2 record of Ryuki Matsuda. I have no doubt that Ryuki is the better boxer in this matchup, but like the last time he fought in kickboxing, like I did state that he can't, like, the only way he can lose is by not doing enough and getting out kicked. Ryuki Matsuda is better than his last opponent, named Petninmungkorn, the one that he fought in his debut, but he lost it in a close fight. I did not personally agree with the decision. Like, it always seems when in a close fight, the Thai always ends up winning. Matsuda did outclass and outperform Petninmungkorn, and, well, he was the fighter that was working the pace the whole time in the fight. Like, he even outstruck Petninmungkorn in the boxing realm, and he also blocked or dodged 80% of the kicks that came his way whilst landing his own attacks. Like, I knew he may get robbed by the Thai in this fight, and well, yeah, like the Thai, because I knew the Thai is a kicker, like a kicker heavy style fighter, and yeah, in the end of the day, kickboxing is kickboxing, and they give a lot of credit towards kicks, and well, Petninmungkorn ended up winning a very close fight, even though, if you really watch it, man, Matsuda did more. He had the bigger moments, and he blocked most of the kicks, and yeah, he just overall won that fight. The commentators, unfortunately, were on one side as usual, and seemingly they're always on the side of the, well, where the gambling commission wins. One is rigged and biased, and it won't judge fights fairly at the end of the day for a lot of fights, so you got to be careful when betting on a spot like this. That being said, I am leaning towards Ryuki Matsuda here. It's very risky because Singdam Cafe Focus is he has the exact same style as the last opponent, but he's not as much of an accoladed fighter as his last opponent. Anyway, Singdam Cafe Focus is a kick-heavy fighter, just like Pet Siam. But like he, where the hell was I? Like he's a kick heavy fighter who always plays on the outside of the ring, running around for 3 minutes. But like he has been KO'd before, compared to Ryuki, who's never been KO'd. Matsuda also has fought the higher level fighters despite a much smaller career sample, like having a much smaller career sample. He has the better footwork. He has a good bouncing in and out style, but if he gets spammed with kicks here again, like he can lose this fight. Like I said, like he got spammed with kicks last time, but he still deserved to win that fight. Anyways, it's all about if Ryuki will be willing to throw early. Like he can't have it being a close fight or he's gonna lose again. Like you never know. Well, he is the better fighter. That's actually the truth. He is the better fighter at the end of the day, but he could just lose because he doesn't do enough. And well, he might actually do more, but he just gets robbed by the judges. It's all about literally that if Ryuki's gonna throw or not. Singdam isn't as much of a accoladed fighter as Petchian, but his kicks are enough to slow down the pace of Ryuki. And as I said last time I broke down Ryuki has to either dodge or block the kicks, which puts him out of range for the counter or leaves him unable to attack because he's defending. Ryuki took all 3 rounds, but Matsuda took Ryuki took all 3 rounds from Petchian when they fought. Yeah, like they were very close rounds, but Matsuda did take them. If a fight is close, like I said, they robbed the majority of foreigners against the Thai. It's just simple as that, and it is a business at the end of the day. You can do as much research as you want, and some fights end up they just end up fucking you over like Matsuda did in his debut. But Matsuda did win against the better kicker, against the better kicker than Singdam. So yeah, and also like he is the man who stopped an insane 30+ fight win streak of the legendary Little Warlord at the end of the day. So Matsuda will be my prediction, but this fight could play out exactly like his last match. The one promotion have already shown they don't care about this fighter, or they would not have robbed him. Like it's like what they did with Jacob Thompson last week. Like they robbed him before with Appy White, but I did take Appy White against him, so I'm happy for that. But then they robbed him just now against what was his name? Bakao. Yeah, it was Bakao. Yeah, if you bet here on this fight, it's just on you. Matsuda is the better overall fighter, but a slow start could be his downfall yet again. He is better than Singdam. Singdam was outboxed by Ti, but he beat Ti with kicks, and he ended up damaging and swelling up Ti's right forearm a lot. Like Singdam has very bad boxing, especially compared to Matsuda. It's just the kicks that you got to worry about here. Matsuda is the better fighter, but it's not always the better fighter that wins, so be very careful here. This is a very risky spot. I would lean towards the Jap, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a close fight and the Thai gets the distance win. Bout number 3, we have a Muay Thai bout between Banluo Lockhart and Toma Kuroda. My prediction here is, listen to this one as well. This is why I have literally, this is the reason why in the YouTube shorts I have it, so you gotta listen to the breakdown. Toma Kuroda should win this, but because it's his home sport and he's a very good point fighter, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm personally not gonna be betting here. I am gonna be matter of fact, if I do bet, I'm gonna have bets on both men because I personally am a big fan of Banluo Lock, and he's won a lot for me, so I'm gonna be betting on Banluo Lock myself. But if I have to give a prediction for this fight, which I don't want to, I would give you the prediction of Toma Kuroda, because Toma Kuroda, well, it just, from a logical point of view, it just makes sense to bet on Toma Kuroda here. This is his home sport at the end of the day, and he's very, very good at kickboxing. Like he's beat a lot of good people. He beat Ramadan Ondash in kickboxing. Anyways, here I'm gonna break it down now. Banluo Lock, he has a record of 88-22. Standing at 5'2", he's a very clever Thai fighter, but as of right now, he's on a 2-fight skid, having a loss to world champion Nadaka. And after that, a loss to Nua Torani by KO outside of the one promotion in round 4. The opponent in his 2-loss skid the opponents in his 2-loss skid compete at the highest level in the world at the end of the day, though, so it's not that bad. Nadaka being the current world champion, and Nuatorni being a great fighter outside of one with wins over like men like Chatpit shit, who we just had to win as well against Tuptim Tong. And he's fought the legendary Jigsaw 6 times, winning 3 out of the 6 bouts, and yeah, like he won 3 times, lost 3 times. He also fought Little Warlord, but he lost to the technical Young Killer by KO in round 3. Nuatorni is a great fighter, and a loss to him from Ban Luelok is not a bad loss at the end of the day, but the issue with this loss is it may affect his career trajectory and his composure in this upcoming fight. Like, Ban Luelok has losses, of course, but it's been a long time since he lost, and well, it's been a long time since by KO, you know what I mean? And now his most recent loss is by KO, like, and that's after he got outpointed by Nadaka in a 5-round distance bout. Yeah, there will not be a KO threat coming from Toma, since Toma Kuroda is a decision machine. Like, he's not a power puncher, but Ban Luelok may not be composed coming off his 2 losses. And well, the jabs may land on him more than I would like. Like, Ban Luelok has great range management, but this fight is going to be a battle of who's more technical, since I don't expect Ban Luelok to drop Toma with his kickboxing gloves on. Like, Ban Luelok has a lot more power and a lot more danger. Yeah, he's a lot more lethal with the small 4-ounce Muay Thai gloves. When you put him in kickboxing gloves, yeah, he seems to get more decision wins over his opponents. Like, I like this. Let me tell you, for like this example right now, I didn't mention this, but Ban Luelok beat Nuatorni 2 times before losing to Nuatorni outside of one in his most recent fight. Like, he landed a KO on Nuatorni inside the first round when they fought inside of the one promotion in both of the men's debut. Like, they both debuted for each other, after being 1-1, and they that was the trilogy fight basically. And Ban Luelok KO'd Nuatorni in round 1. Then he went on to fight more on 1, loses to Nadaka, goes and fights outside of 1, loses to Nuatorni in their 4th fight, and by KO. So I mean, I've never been wrong with Ban Luelok, and I've taken him every time inside of 1. Like, and he's been an underdog every single time in all of his fights. At the end of the day, the only time I bet against him was with Nadaka, and I knew that he wouldn't get KO'd, but like, losing 5 rounds to a man can change you and make you think that your style is incomplete. Like, he may not trust himself as much to make the right decisions and to step on the pedal when it's necessary, like in his latest fight outside of 1, where he was clinched and needed a round 4 KO. This fight won't have any clinching due to the rule set, but Ban Luelok isn't safe. Like, if it was Muay Thai gloves, this fight would be undeniably in favor of Ban Luelok. And if it was Muay Thai, I would absolutely take Ban Luelok all day, and he'd win all day in my opinion. But since it's in kickboxing gloves, he may face some adversity, namely, the jab of Kuroda, that he frames and paws at your face with. Like, Ban Luelok needs to showcase his aggression. He can't let Toma jab his face constantly, like, and just cover his vision. He also can't spend too much time attempting to find the one strike that puts Toma down. Like, since Toma has a chin made for big gloves, and Toma has a face that looks like he's been chewing on a metal filer his whole life, despite only being 25. Like, he has a good, durable chin, surprisingly, and is very good at managing distance. I said before we bet on Toma, like, in his last fight against Kirill, that he was robbed against Adam in his debut. Adam 100% did not beat Toma. Like, Toma won but was robbed, and in favor of Adam, even though Toma was a 1.25 favorite. Like, he took 2 rounds against Adam, and easily, and especially a 3rd round too, which is outworking Adam. And I don't know how Adam won that. It was just bullshit, man. That's just what happens in one, man. Truthfully, I think Ban Luelok is better than Adam. I just don't know how good he will look in his upcoming match. Ban Luelok is very clever and could take this fight with with the bigger, more impactful strikes and the leg kicks. But I'm very scared at how good Toma is and not receiving damage too. He also has the range advantage over Ban Luelok, which he will try to use and like abuse and just utilize. Like, he's gonna try to avoid the hooks of Ban Luelok, and Ban Luelok is very good at disguising his punch, like, and he's very good at punching through his targets too. So Toma is always gonna have to be wary. I just wish this match wasn't a kickboxing match because it makes it harder to determine who's going to be the winner. If it was Muay Thai, I'd go Ban Luo Lock all day, like I said. But since this is kickboxing, my prediction will have to be Toma Kuroda. Toma he should be the guy that wins, is the truth, in a kickboxing fight. He's very defensively sound, and in these kickboxing gloves, his guard is much better. Like if it was 4-ounce gloves, yeah, he could get punched through the guard, but in these 8-ounce gloves or whatever the hell they are, yeah, it's not. You can't punch him through his guard. Yeah, his pitter-patter style just slowly chips at his opponent, and if Toma is a heavy dog, well, he's not a heavy dog. I wrote this down earlier, but I'm probably gonna end up. I'm probably going to end up taking Toma, but I want Ban Luo Lock to win. So I'm going to be rooting for Ban Luo Lock in this match since I know how good Ban Luo Lock is. And it wouldn't surprise me if Ban Luo Lock won. Like, Ban Luo Lock will beat Chat Pit Chit, Tup Tim Tong, Kun Suk. Like, he beat all of them as well, yeah. Like, and, yeah, like, he beat Nua Torandi 2 times out of 4, and Nua Torandi beat Jigsaw at the end of the day. So, in all honesty, a guy like Jigsaw will probably beat Toma. Like, I know Toma is a great fighter and a great decision fighter. Toma will always look the same as he does, though, in every single fight. But Ban Luo Lock may come in with less output. Like, he may come in with less self-belief, and that may cause him to lose this fight in a decision fight. Like, he just may not do enough. Ban Luo Lock will have the better leg kicks, though, out of the 2 men. And, yeah, this fight is just very hard to decipher. I like Ban Luo Lock a lot, but Toma Kuroda, all in all, is the better kickboxer. And since it's going to be a fight where he should feel in control, I'm going to have to say I lean Toma here. Toma's not dumb. Like, Ban Luo Lock is lethal, but he's very obvious. He prefers to counter-attack in his fights with his step backs. He launches a very good rear left kick from southpaw, attacking the leg, body and head. If his kicks get caught or dodged, like he's used to throwing the left hand straight to follow up. And, well, he caught Nadaka one time with it, but for the most part was outclassed by Nadaka, who forced Ban Luo Lock into chasing. The reason why I don't want to give a prediction is because Toma Kuroda knows the kickboxing game way better. Like, he's just a sharper fighter in this matchup, and he can definitely win in his home sport. Like I said, if it's a close fight, I don't know what they're going to do at the end of the day. I don't know if they'll swing it his way or not because he's not tired, but when he fought Adam, I was also scared for him. Like, and yeah, I ended up being right about that. Like, I thought they may rob him for Adam, and yeah, they did at the end of the day. I recommend if you want to bet here, there's value on either man, but if they are the underdog, I'd be more like there's value on either man if either of them switch to any like underdog, yeah. But I'd be more comfortable trusting the home sport fighter. Like I said, so I would lean towards Toma Kuroda. That being said, I personally am going to hope Ban Luo Lock he breaks his losing streak. Like, I'm not going to have a lot of money here, yeah, anyway. So if you bet here, don't think you're going to get some easy path to victory. It could be a very close fight. For bout 4, we have a Muay Thai bout between WATCHARAPHON and Maesaikom. My prediction here is going to be WATCHARAPHON. This is a rematch. When I watch rematch fights, a lot of the time I'll bet on the fighter who lost a robbery or who I felt like won the fight, like with Pompet versus Jodlepet, where like Pompet did more in the first fight than than he did in the rematch. But yeah, we were robbed in the first bout and somehow we won the rematch. Like, it's just weird in that they have one judge's judge fights. But yeah, it's like the same for Detchel kind of with Surianlep, but that was kind of understandable. I knew Detchel was better, so I took him again in the rematch. Anyways, but when I take somebody to win the rematch who won the first fight, it's usually because I believe the fight will have the exact same outcome. I expect WATCHARAPHON to get a KO in this fight. Don't get it wrong, like, this fight could go the distance, but the first time he fought Maesaikom, I said Maesaikom would be very aggressive in round 1, and like he would try to make the match a brawl. If WATCHARAPHON was to win, he'd need to stay composed, possibly weather an early storm and look for the right shot. He found the right shot and KO'd Maesaikom as a 2.6 times underdog. I think his odds were only boosted because Maesaikom was undefeated inside of 1. Like, either way, WATCHARAPHON ended up getting a finish, and to my surprise, like, he found the mark in round 1. I think he could do it. I do think that he could do it again. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure it would be round 1. I do expect a KO, but there is the possibility that My Sankom will think that he was winning the first fight until he got sparked, that he was actually outstriking WATCHARAPHON a bit. But WATCHARAPHON found his moment like how he normally does. Like, he's very composed and just stays patient and just finds the mark. So yeah, like maybe he plays him more patiently, and like let's just see how WATCHARAPHON reacts. But I fully expect WATCHARAPHON to finish My Sankom. My Sankom isn't the sharper or more durable fighter in this matchup, and he's starting to show signs of CTE. Like, I believe it's because he puts himself in situations where he's taking a lot of damage to give a lot of damage. I think WATCHARAPHON will land a KO. Like, there's not much more to say really. I expect a repeat of the first match when I took him as an underdog. Like, I took him then as a 2.6, and now he's a 1.5 favorite. Like, I took him then, I gotta take him now. I do believe it could be close if it goes to the distance, because My Sankom has the higher volume, but like I said, his striking isn't as composed, and it's overly aggressive, and his over assertive nature will get him caught. I don't even have to mention that they have a couple opponents in common inside. Like, they got a couple people they fought together, and inside and outside of one, and yeah, most of the incoming opponents WATCHARAPHON ended up finishing compared to My Sankom. Like, My Sankom went decision with men like Mungkorn when WATCHARAPHON. I did WATCHARAPHON KO Mungkorn. He did, didn't it? Yeah. I think he did. Yeah, he did. Either way, My Sankom went decision with Jiawensi like at the end of the day, so that should be enough to say, yeah, I think WATCHARAPHON should be the pick. I think WATCHARAPHON will fucking smoke Jiawensi. So yeah, I'm gonna take WATCHARAPHON here. He's my prediction, and I think he wins. This one's a weird one. All right, bout 5. We have Muay Thai bout between NONTACHAI and Semi Sasinde. My prediction is NONTACHAI, but I'm gonna say why I don't actually have like very, very high confidence in him. Don't get wrong, he's a good fighter, but this is a risky one. Yeah, we've broken down NONTACHAI here before a couple times on the channel. He has 51 wins, 22 losses. I've recently been wrong for the first time. Like on NONTACHAI, like when he fought against Sonasen, I tried to use Muay Thai math where Sonasen took round 1 and half of round 2 against Rambolek. And that kind of made me see a world where Sonasen could win against NONTACHAI, because Sonasen has good days and bad days. But yeah, he didn't look trustable as always, and ended up losing that fight. And I was scared of betting on Sonasen obviously against NONTACHAI. I just took the risk for it. I just thought maybe there's a shot in the dark. Maybe it's possible. But yeah, I took Daodaeng to KO NONTACHAI, and he did it in round 1. But Daodaeng at the end of the day is a beast. Uzair Ilmazjonov has a KO loss to NONTACHAI, but it's false. Like, he wasn't near getting KO'd. He was just covering up too much from knees and clinch. But before that, Uzair was beating NONTACHAI in round 1 and probably outstriking him in round 2 a little bit, despite the judges saying giving 10-9s to NONTACHAI. Either way, NONTACHAI has a great cross, which in my opinion is his best weapon. He also has good kicks and long limbs that allow him to lean in and out of range and utilize the ropes when he dodges back for his teep kicks. Like against power puncher Uzair Ilmazjonov, he weathered an early storm and he went to work with precise strikes and knee spams. So he also tripped him up a lot, and he exhausted his gas tank at the end of the day. So there's one thing that NONTACHAI is good at. He has a good understanding of how to utilize his own gas too. He should be able to beat Semi Sasinde, but Semi Sasinde is big. I wouldn't say he's got too much skill. He's not the most skilled fighter I've ever seen, but he's got a lot of power. Like, he ain't got much skill to back up the power. His volume is low compared to NONTACHAI, and maybe he outstrikes NONTACHAI in round 1, but he will get overtaken as the fight goes to the distance, is my opinion. Sasinde has power, but his boxing is slow and visible. Like, he kind of reminds me of a Rado Popa. Like, he's hunky, he's slow. Somehow he's fighting at a level I don't think he should be competing in. But like, he is big, and if he lands on NONTACHAI, he could cause some problems. And I do hope NONTACHAI is ready and conditioned for this fight, because this could be an easy KO spot for NONTACHAI if he really plays it well. Like, his opponent has lost boxing matches before and Muay Thai matches at the end of the day, but his output over the fights that he's been in is actually like it's not that bad. And like I've seen some fights where his output's bad, but I've also seen his recent fights and his output's getting higher. He's getting better in like when I watched him in his fights, his performances are just getting better and better, and his opponent competition is actually getting higher too. So at the end of the day, he's getting faster with his kicks, and he's starting to trust his boxing more, I would say. And he learns from his losses. Like his heavy hands can definitely cause NONTACHAI some issues, so be careful on this spot. NONTACHAI has the experience advantage, but he's facing somebody who well, somebody who believes in himself and can push to adversity. So this could be an upset in NONTACHAI's position. Like if he doesn't focus, he could lose this. Like he needs to be visually on point, and he needs to be evading the big boxing combinations, or he's gonna falter. Like he needs to land good teeps to the body. He needs to throw a lot of kicks, and he needs to force the guard of Semi up. Like he needs to force Semi to keep his high guard up constantly. If he gets too close, he needs to clinch, and he just needs to knee, and then he needs to turn Semi around into the corner and just release the clinch and exit, and then rotate it somewhere else. Like yeah, NONTACHAI is going to be the prediction. My confidence has started to fade a little bit. I used to be a bit more confident in NONTACHAI before. But NONTACHAI does hit hard. He can win this if he keeps it technical. NONTACHAI needs to not slow down as the fight goes on as well, because a guy like Semi Sindir, like he will smell blood in the water if NONTACHAI slows down. Like Sindir is bigger than NONTACHAI too. He's 5'11" compared to NONTACHAI, who's 5'10", and the size will be a factor in this matchup. Like he's very big compared to NONTACHAI. If the odds are good on Semi, it may even be worth a hedge, because I do believe Semi has self-belief, and I do believe the version of him we see, well, it's gonna be the best version of him yet. So I can't judge his latest fights like too much. He is a prime, fully grown man too, compared to NONTACHAI. Like NONTACHAI will be winning this fight until he loses this fight, is what I assume. But he will be attempting to time his kicks very well, and he said himself, like he knows his opponent has decent footwork. And he knows his opponent is the better boxer and the more aggressive boxer, and he knows that he's a threat to anybody despite being an up-and-comer. He's a fighter that won't back down, is what he also knows. Like he also saw the footage of him landing a liver shock KO in his last opponent, and yeah, he didn't back down at all in that fight. But there was a clear size disadvantage for the opponent that he fought. That being said, Sindir will keep a set pace for 3 rounds, so it's up to NONTACHAI to outwork Sindir with big kicks. And when Sindir starts boxing, NONTACHAI needs to clinch, or he needs to time his kicks perfectly to the body to push him away or drop him with a head kick. Remember that he has 51 wins, 22 losses, so he can lose a matchup like this. And well, if there is value on Sindir, then I think that it's worth placing a hedge on it in parlay. But like I think that, well, if NONTACHAI goes down to a 1.3 or a 1.4, yeah, 1.3, 1.4, I'm gonna be placing a hedge on the other side too. And if I do place a hedge, it'll be in parlay with Otis and like HERN or Worapon or someone like that, and maybe someone else in the UFC. Like check out Basement's video too. Yeah. Anyways, next fight. Alright, about six. Let's get into this one. We got my personal opinion. This is a lock on the card. I am going to be taking Otis Waghorn. His record is 10-2. He is a very athletic Muay Thai fighter, and this fight's between, I didn't even say who it was between. It's a fight between Otis Waghorn and Arman Moradi. I am going to be taking Waghorn. He is the better striker. He has he is the better athlete too, in my opinion, and he's quite big for the weight they fight. Like Arman Moradi's meant to be the big guy at the weight they fight. Like he was towering over Zhao Chengyong.
Yeah, Zhao Chengyong.
Yeah, Zhao Chengyong or Zhao Chengyong. Either way, he was towering over him when they both fought in their debut together against each other. And yeah, we took Zhao or Zhang.
Yeah,
Zhao.
Zhao.
We took Zhao, and he won. And he won by head kick in round 3. Like, he was very successful. We said he would weather an early storm probably in that fight. It was a scary fight to witness. Like I think he was losing the first round, maybe the second round too. But yeah. Anyways, we could see the tide turning in that fight. Yeah, and Arman Moradi got knocked out by a head kick. I do believe that Otis Waghorn is a better athlete than both of those men. But just because you're a better athlete doesn't mean you're a better fighter. And we've seen Otis's game, like we've seen him fumble a little bit in his career. Like, I mean, he is young, he's green, he's only 10-2 at the end of the day. And he said himself after his last win, against Rodtang-level that he wants to be a contender. Like, we took him against Rodtang-level. I don't even know why the odds were 1.6 something. Like, it was ridiculous. Rodtang-level was never gonna win that fight. Like, Rodtang-level was like, no offense to him, he's absolutely garbage, and it was a complete mismatch. Like, I don't even know who put the thought into his idea that he should be fighting in one against Otis Waghorn. But yeah, and before that fight, we also called that Otis has been upgrading and developing his skills a bit. Like, he learned how to. Well, I'm not sure if you watched it, but there was some footage of I saw it on my mate's phone. There was some footage of him on his Instagram, and he's been, basically showing that he's been training his elbows. His elbows will become much more complete, and he's been adding them to his moveset. He's adding more tools to his moveset, and it showed last fight, like, he beat Rodtang-level with a bunch of elbows, and it just knocked him the fuck out practically. Like, that man was practically dead by the time the ref stepped in. But don't get it wrong, like, a win over Rodtang-level is not an impressive win. He's a fighter that would get beaten by anybody. Like, Arman Muradi would beat Rodtang-level.
He just got his shot at one Friday fights, and obviously congratulations to him. But he should have been matched up against Otis Waghorn.
Exactly.
Otis is a Tiger Muay Thai fighter. Obviously, he fights out of UK, but in Thailand, out of Tiger Muay Thai, he's quick as hell, and he's got much greater skill than this guy. The only thing I'm saying, although I agree that he's pretty safe here, is that he has weaker hits. That's the only thing I don't like about Otis. Sometimes he has weaker hits, but if he does implement these elbows, like you say, his style is like kicking, and then he comes in close onto you. When he comes in close, sometimes I got frustrated, since he would land a 3-punch combo, but it wouldn't do enough, in my opinion. Yeah. But now, if he does come in, and he always comes in even on a greater skills opponents than Rodtang-level, and he lands those elbows, like you say, if he implements that, plus the punches, plus he's got much more experience in fighting guys like Konklai and Suakim, you know what I mean? Even if he has had those questionable moments, like you say, he's green, competition despite having less fights. No matter how that ended, at the end of the day, it was competitive fights, and mistakes were made in some of them.
Yeah, like even in the one against Suakim, like I think he had a knockdown first. I'm not sure yet, but we took Suakim in that fight. Yeah. I think he was winning that fight, and then he threw the fight, like, when he got knocked down, and he got knocked down again or some shit like that. And
he made a couple mistakes early in his career.
He could have won that fight, and now he's calling for another shot at that fight. Suakim. So in order to get that shot at that fight, you need to beat this opponent, and clearly. So I'm expecting him to go out there and perform on Arman Muradi, and I think that his confidence, this was like winning against Rodtang-level, was kind of like a confidence boost after learning his new skill and after all the hard training. Like, it feels like to him that it paid off. It was a payoff. And sorry, give me 2 seconds.
So Arman Muradi as well. You can continue with that, but Arman Muradi, he's so slow and sloppy compared to Otis. It's like he should be at half of Otis' speed this fight. So I just think it's impossible for Otis not to find his shot or a great moment here and probably end the fight.
I mean, I think that Otis is I do think he's the much better fighter in this matchup out of the two men. I think Muradi is, don't get it wrong, he trained hard to get to this weight that he's at. Like, he looked a lot bigger in this fight outside of 1 year. Like, he's cut down a lot of weight, which is why he's so big for the weight. But if you see the way, like, Otis fights, like, he has a nutritionist that teaches him, like, that tells him what to eat, how to cut weight, all this and that. Because when he gets in there, he looks like just pure fucking muscle, man. You know what I mean?
He just looks much more professional than this other guy. And don't get me wrong, the other guy has a bit of Muay Thai skill. We only saw him in kickboxing. He did do a bit of damage to Zhao, but man, it was still sloppy in round 1 and round 2. His punches were too sloppy. Otis is going to be too quick, too close, too straight. And he's going to land.
See, against Hakeem Bar, though, that I understand why people thought, Otis didn't deserve to win, because Hakeem Bar did clock Otis with a big right hand, and Otis, like, swung to the side. He went with a shot, and his hand touched the floor. so that technically counted as a knockdown, but they didn't call it a knockdown. So yeah, Otis ended up winning that fight. He did do better than Hakeem Bar in that fight, though. I'll give him that. But yeah, it was a very close fight, nevertheless, regardless if you call that a knockdown or not. And
but
yeah,
Hakeem, like we said, even in a close fight with Hakeem Bar,
yeah,
I think Hakeem Bar's skill is much greater than Arman. I don't see Arman landing a shot like that on Otis.
Yeah,
that one was
I could see a big overhand, like a big shot.
Yeah,
like
big overhand. Yeah, true. But I mean,
I
Hakeem
don't
Bar
think he was sending
overall.
down.
Yeah, Hakeem Bar overall, his skill is probably better than Maradi's, I would say.
Yes. Probably yes. And well, endurance wise, he can go 3 rounds better than Maradi too. Like Maradi will slow down and falter when
that's what I think. So.
Like as time goes on as well. And yeah, I'm really hoping Otis Wycombe pulls off this victory, but I am very scared for Otis. His boxing needs to put more effort into it. He needs to stop bouncing back while he strikes, because a lot of time he's bouncing back while striking, and that's just taking all the power away. He's such an athlete. Step in with your punch. Don't fucking don't back out and throw, man. Backing up while throwing it just takes away 90% of your power. I don't know why he does it constantly. It's just like he's trying to tap, like Carlos Ulberg versus John Blachowicz, man. That's how he fights.
Trust me, and that's something that I see. Like the power is just sometimes it's just not there, and it's frustrating because I like Otis and his skill. He deserves. He probably puts in the hard work, and his skill deserves to be there. But I don't know if there is that factor of, or you're either born with it or not. This power aspect of having it in your hands or not. I hope this isn't the case with him. But sometimes it does look a bit questionable if he has them pillow fists that people talk about.
I just can't trust him, man. I just can't trust him.
But if Otis loses here, then
I can't trust him. Sorry, but it's like you never know after that one performance that he had against what was that kid's name?
Pentor,
yeah, against Pentor. That was the only time where we bet on Otis, and Otis lost. Like we bet Suakim to beat Otis. So a lot of people, I can understand why a lot of people are pissed. A lot of people probably bet on Otis twice as a favourite, and lost on him twice as a favourite. But the Pentor had a dead family member or something like that, which is like he just he had a resurgence in round 3, man. Like it's enough motivation, like landed a head kick on Otis, or some shit like that, and just ended up dropping Otis. And Otis blew a fight that he had in the bag. Like he had that fight dead to rights, and he just lost the fucking fight. I think that he's gonna learn from a mistake like that, and I don't think Arman Riley's landed no head kick on him. You know what I mean? So I'm taking Otis. Otis is also bigger than Arman Riley, which is surprising.
Yeah, we'll see the weigh-ins, but I think he's got this.
Yeah.
Clearly.
On to the next one, and he might get a KO.
All right, so bout 7, we have a kickboxing fight between Arthur Kloppp and Ryuki Yoshioka. Arthur Kloppp holds a record of 46-18, which should be 47-17 due to 1 robbery. But anyways, Ryuki's 9-4 from Tapology, more or less what I can find of his career. He seems like
his debut.
Yeah, Ryuki seems like a more or less young Jap, but I checked the start of his career and he fought Hugh, who's a great fighter in 1. And we've bet on him many times, but when he fought Hugh, they were more or less on the same level, and they met when they were young. This guy, more or less, long story short, I think he plateaued over his career, and Hugh had just gotten better and better. One big factor about him is that he lands his 1-2 mainly. He kickboxes very well, he can point fight very well, but he doesn't land effective damage, and that's his main problem.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people thought that he beat Hugh, but I watched that match, and Hugh, in my opinion, Hugh definitely took it. He was getting outstruck a little bit in round 1, but Hugh was just landing the much more effective shots, much more effective leg kicks, and overall just he out damaged what was his name again?
Ryuki.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he out damaged Ryuki.
Yeah, so his performance versus Hugh made me think kind of higher of him. Then I went on to see his other losses. He KO'd Hiroki Naru, by the way, in round 2, but Hiroki Naru nowadays he's been getting KO'd by many people, so I don't really rate that. His losses. Anyway, let's get to his losses. So He had the majority loss decision versus Taku, and then back-to-back a loss right after that versus Kazuteru Yamazaki. In both of those losses, it's exactly the same story with him every single time. He starts point fighting well, he gets confident, he comes in with the 1-2, and then he gets hit. And every time he gets hit coming in, he gets compromised at least one time in all of his fights. And that's the factor that I always see.
Yeah, I mean, he's not, I mean, he used to fight at a much higher level than he's been fighting now. The position that he's been fighting before in what promotion was it that he was fighting in?
He was fighting in both
he was fighting in Rise,
and
in a couple, in a couple other promotions, but he went from fighting a much higher level to fighting well, people that aren't that great. Like he lost to Taku, which is it's a bit of a worrisome loss. It was Teleka, isn't it? Yeah, Teleka was his most recent fight. I watched that fight back, and he got knocked down by Teleka, and it was not a good look. Like he was winning that whole fight, had to get a comeback, and then so he's just not that great. And Arthur Klopp is a hard worker. Like Arthur Klopp, you could see after his, like we took him as an underdog last time he fought against I forgot what the Chinese brother's name was, but Arthur Klopp fought some Chinese brother.
Yeah, so let's move on to Arthur Klopp now. I guess. He fought Zhu
Shuai, yeah, that's it.
So
we changed prediction from Zhu Shuai to Arthur Klopp because, well, like I did believe Zhu Shuai is the more precise fighter, but he just doesn't have enough output. And Arthur Klopp, like you can tell, he's trained very hard to get where he is. Like after his last victory, he was crying and shit. And who was it against Ryota and Nakano? He was definitely robbed. Like Ryota, he got knocked down in round 1, and then he took round 2, and then round 3 he secured a comeback knockdown. So I don't know how he didn't win the fight. It's kind of weird. They still swung it to Ryota Nakano, and
so he's had 2 split decision fights in one. Both his fights in one have been split, so a loss split decision and a win split decision. Zhu Shui one was close, don't get me wrong, but I think he clearly beat Zhu Shui. Zhu Shui has a couple good moves. He had a close fight with Nakamoto, don't get me wrong, but he got, like you say, he got caught off guard in the first round, and then he did more than enough in the second and third, including a knockdown in the third to take the comeback win. But anyways, so he did get knocked down from a mistake is what I got here, but his heart and toughness got him the comeback knockdown. He's got unorthodox movement, which I like about him. He's like very
in and out.
Yeah, in and out, but also like up and down sometimes.
Yeah, he's a beast. He goes left and right.
He'll do things that are a bit unexpected.
Yeah, he doesn't reuse moves as well a lot. Like
and versus a Jap, I think like Japs that think such an in an orthodox way.
They think too precise. And
exactly. A guy like his style might actually be more effective here.
And I believe he has more heart as well for this matchup too, man. Like you can see after his last one, he really does train hard. We got a friend of ours who messaged him after the fight, and like I mean, you can just tell he trains hard. You know what I mean? And he's a hard worker. He's gonna really want to try to win this fight, and I think that. Yeah, I think he can win as underdog. I'm very scared. He's more confident than I am. But I'm very scared for this fight. I hate betting against Japanese fighters because Japanese fighters have a very, very high skill level. But a lot of the time, their durability and their heart and their composure, it's just not enough. Like it's not always there. Japanese fighters are very, very skilled. They just don't have the durability to go along with it normally. And this Jap in particular, I don't believe has that durability. I think that he can get dropped here.
Yeah.
I think Klopp will search for a knockdown.
Yeah. One more thing about Klopp, like I said, he is highly skilled with the unorthodox striking. He also finds a way to turn the kickboxing fights into a scrap. He'll never let. I don't think we'll see him in a kickboxing fight where it will be just points and allow it to go the distance. If he even thinks it will be close, and he already doesn't want it to get to the judges at this point with all these split decisions. He's definitely going to find a moment where it's going to be a scrap with this Jap.
He's going to find a moment to throw down.
Yep, when it's the scrap with a Jap, then...
I mean, these Japs, they don't really like to brawl, do they? they don't like to get hit is the thing.
And this guy we've just seen too many, like in his research, literally, when I was doing the tape study for this, saw versus Hughie started taking damage. Then I see his drop in competition, like you say, but then him taking even worse, more compromising moment. Then in the next one, another compromising moment and loses the fight, even though you're winning by point. And then on this last one, who was it that he fought? That Infinity guy. Yeah, I don't think it's that good. Teleka Infinity.
Yeah, that's it. Teleka. He was just. He was really bad. He was winning the whole fight and just got knocked down.
Yeah,
and I had to get a comeback. It was fucking horrendous.
Yeah, it was quite a long fight and boring to watch. But when I just started watching it, I said, if this guy manages to get knocked down or a bad moment in this one, I just have to go with Arthur Klopp, because Arthur Klopp is the type of guy to find the war and find the scrap and probably find that moment on him. I mean, even if he doesn't find it, this jab just seems to give it to people sometimes. Like coming in overconfident and just always getting hit, no matter what the skill of the opponent is.
It's not like I would think Arthur Klopp's going to get knocked out by this jab. I think the jab that Arthur Klopp debuted against has more power than this jab. This jab doesn't really have one punch knockdown power. And ONE FC, they don't respect fighters that go to decision fights a lot. Like they got Toma Kuroda now as a Japanese fighter who I expect to get a decision win over Bandolo. I don't think Arthur Klopp is gonna lose a distance fight to this jab, because I don't think they want to keep bringing in distance fighters. Like you see very few of them, and a lot of times when they're the favorite, they end up losing anyways. Like Japanese fighters, you can't always trust them, and I would say the lean Arthur Klopp here, in my opinion. It's just very scary. You got a lot of you got two French, you got two Turks, and you got two Iranians on this one card, and it's like you don't know who's gonna lose or what. But next fight.
Padejsuk. Daodaeng holding a record of 76-15. Padejsuk 44-11. Okay, I'm starting with Daodaeng. Punch style, low kick. Sometimes he starts with a low kick spam, but mainly he was gonna end up just punching, constantly punching. He has a much better record, like you can just see almost double the wins of Padejsuk down there.
He's really good. Like, I mean, who was it again that he beat outside of one? Yeah, he beat Petninmungkorn.
Yeah, Petninmungkorn, who's on a 6-fight win streak
inside of one, and he just won for us as was it an underdog or a favorite? I don't remember what he was. He won for us recently in one of his fights, in his most latest fight, and he himself beat Rifteen Mastor, and Rifteen Mastor and him are both in talks for a title shot. The thing is, Rifteen's very skilled, but he doesn't have the durability to back it up at the end of the day. In this fight, I do believe Daodaeng, we took him in his debut. He was my previous underdog lock of the week. I do believe that he's a very good fighter, a very aggressive fighter, and if you hurt him, well, he's gonna hurt you more. Like if you make him bleed, he will. It's like you effectively turn on his on switch, and he's just gonna come after you, and he's gonna go rage more. The more you hurt him, the more bloody he gets, the more aggressive he gets.
He reminds me of a Rodtang style a little bit, just the way he moves. But like he even ate a head kick. He ate a head kick. I even when I was watching that tape, I just said, oh, this guy's the type. He looks like the type to just firm this damage.
Literally, like before that fight, we literally said, he's the type of guy that if he eats a head kick, he's gonna walk through. He either goes out or he's gonna walk through. And guess what? He ate the head kick. Shook his head. And then kept going forward, and he won his debut for us. And
100%.
Yeah, it was quite easy money. I was very confident in him.
Yeah. We were confident in him there versus Ikyu-san, and that's
Ikyu-san's not that great though.
Exactly, and that's probably why he's the underdog here again, because I personally think people are seeing Daodaeng as less than he is and Padejsuk as more than he is here, because Daodaeng has fought only Ikyu-san, but people don't see his record from outside of ONE, which is very good.
They don't realize how great a fighter he actually is.
And beating Petninmungkorn, who is a punching type fighter, also it doesn't matter if it's small gloves or not small gloves. You beating him outside and Petninmungkorn coming in and doing this damage in ONE that he's done 6 wins in a row. I kind of can believe in potential here when I see it. especially in a close fight, considering the odds.
Daodaeng, he's good in small gloves, and we've seen that already from his
the
debut.
punching style.
That
the punching
he's durable,
style is good.
so we know that he's
exactly.
good in small gloves. We know he's good in small gloves.
Exactly. The one thing
he's got very good elbows.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say, we're speaking on Petninmungkorn now. The type of fighter he is, his jumping style, like back and forth, but high kick spam. He's just gonna spam that high kick constantly. He's out of southpaw, so I want to see how Daodaeng will react to that a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, he has a very quick high kick, and I see it landing on that side of Daodaeng, considering the orthodox to southpaw thing and the outside left kick that he throws the rear leg. It's very quick, but I think it's very predictable. He doesn't throw any right side of his body shots, only left punches, left kick, all that. So I think even a guy like Daodaeng coming forward and just a Thai versus Thai battle, I think he'll just be able to figure it out, and by round 2 he'll be clearly winning. You know what I mean? If he isn't already winning in round 1. Also, his losses and wins, Petninmungkorn, he beat Hiroyuki, who was a decent skilled Jap, just wasn't tough enough for one, in my opinion. He has decent clinch work, Petninmungkorn, but like I said, it's just quick kicks and decent clinch. So the punches, if he gets compromised, they'll be bad. Same case with Danila Vasilikin with the Hiroyuki thing.
Yeah, but Danila is very low level.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, they look good because they have their good moves, but their toughness is nowhere near.
Exactly.
And that's what I predict also with why people think Petninmungkorn is better than he is, because he fought people that weren't Thai, and I think they didn't have the Thai toughness at all in this aspect. And
we saw what Uriah Ishii did to Enzo Clarice, and we saw what Enzo Clarice did to Petninmungkorn at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I mean, Petninmungkorn is not that good in my opinion. That's
what
really isn't.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to get onto. So the Enzo, those were his wins against people that I don't really rate like that. Enzo was his loss he got him in round 2 after a flurry of punches, and what I said is I think the same could happen here. Whenever Petninmungkorn is going to get compromised by punches, because he probably will, I see just a flurry landing from Daodaeng. Daodaeng, he won't let him escape a mistake.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even Petninmungkorn is winning at the beginning, Daodaeng is gonna find his moments, and he is gonna crumble Petninmungkorn eventually, because Petninmungkorn does not have the durability that people think he does, and he does not have the durability to compete with Daodaeng. Daodaeng will laugh at the punches that you're throwing at him and then continue chasing you down. If he can chase down Petninmungkorn, right? If you can chase down Petninmungkorn, he can chase down what the hell is this kid's name again, bro?
Petninmungkorn, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So in conclusion, what I just had written shortly is just Petninmungkorn looks better when it's not a Thai versus Thai. I think when it's going to be Thai versus Thai, he's going to get exposed for what he really is. And Daodaeng, beating Petninmungkorn is good enough for me. It shows enough toughness.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm fine to believe in his record with almost double the wins of Petninmungkorn. So, in my opinion, round 2, when the war occurs, you'll find Petninmungkorn, and once he's compromised, it's pretty much over.
I'm hoping that as an underdog from before, like, I really like when I bet a guy as an underdog and then they win for me again. Like, that's why earlier when I said I really want to take Banlo a lot over Toma Kuroda, but I physically can't because of the hometown advantage. It's like, you know, when you win so many times as an underdog and you just want to continue winning more with them, and you believe in them, but I know when you shouldn't take them, in my opinion. So I'm gonna be going with the underdog here, but
one little thing as well. Daodaeng, I see the only maybe little dent in his armor could have been that head kick, because Ikkyu-san, even though I don't really rate Ikkyu-san highly, his heart and chin is definitely better than Petninmungkorn's, but his head kick did land a couple times on Daodaeng, which is why I mentioned that head kick from
exactly.
Petninmungkorn. His eye did close up a little bit after Ikkyu-san landing a good shin to his face, but Man, I think his record's too good for like even a moment like that. I'm not gonna judge his.
He's just even got some good jumping kicks too, yeah. But I just don't think that even if they do land, yeah, I really hope that well, Daodaeng has his guard up, and if he has his guard up, yeah, then he'll be able to win this fight, man.
Yeah,
he should just be able to crumble Petr over the 9 minutes.
Yeah, we
should be able to find him. He's not dumb and he plays aggressive, so he's gonna be there chasing after you. Like he's not gonna let time get away from him, yeah, while getting kicked. You throw a kick on him, yeah, he's gonna make sure he throws one back on you. If you knee him, he makes sure he knees you twice. That's the type of fighter he is. Yeah. He knows how to win. That's what I like about him.
And in our opinion, he's got more potential, and I know he has more moves than Petr. So yeah, we'll see where this goes.
Yeah. On to the next one. 9, we have an MMA bout between Ethan Brockett and Ryan Butt. Yeah, my prediction here is gonna be Ethan Brockett to win. I am not very confident in him. I don't think that Ethan Brockett should ever be a 1.14, 1.15, where the hell he is. He's not really like a fighter that should ever be those odds. Yeah, Ryan Butt, he's not that good. He's a takedown specialist. Like that's all he really does in this fight, takedowns and shitty ground and pound after. He's very easy to lock up his limbs on the floor. Like, so even if he does get a takedown on you, like he might not do a lot of damage on you. Yeah, if you actually defend well, you can get back up to your feet and you can actually do more work on him. Especially a guy like Ethan. Like Ethan should not be losing to this guy. Apart from the takedowns, yeah, Ryan Butt has nothing special. Like his striking is not better than Ethan Brockett's. Brockett should have the he should have the better boxing. He should have the knees in the clinch. He should have he should just be the better striker overall, like in general. He's just a better striker. I'm not gonna get too in depth on this one. I just don't think the odds are worth it. Because Ryan Butt could end up securing takedowns, and Ethan's going to be a jiu-jitsu guy working off his back and doing all this and that. And I would never ever bet on a guy, yeah, that's 1.1 like Ethan. Like, I can't even tell people not to bet the value on the other side because it's possible that the value ends up actually hitting. So I'm not going to recommend, my prediction here is Ethan Brockett. I'm not going to recommend anyone bet it. It's just a bit too low for my liking. But if I was to bet that fight, either man to win, I would assume that, well, if the underdog wins, I would assume that the underdog wins, a distance win somehow, yeah. Somehow he just lays and prays and makes it to 15 minutes. But if Ethan's to win, he could win all 3 ways. He could win a decision, in a little bit of a battle, yeah. He could win by KO from like over exceeding like knees or whatnot, yeah, but I doubt he gets a KO. Or he could win by which is the most likely option in my opinion, he could win by submission via like a rear naked choke or like a guillotine, or like when the other guy's going for him, like he gets a lot, he goes for the guillotine a lot, and he could even get triangle chokes and shit like that. But I just don't like betting on guys that go for that type of shit, man. But it is low level MMA at the end of the day. If you lose on a 1.1 MMA, yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm not betting on a 1.1 MMA, especially in 1 MMA. There's another fight that I'm not too confident in either. For bout 10, we have a females MMA bout between TSZ Ching Phöebe Lo and Zeynep Cetintas from Turkey. Like I said earlier, we got 2 Iranians fighting, yeah, and they love robbing Iranians, by the way. We got 2 Turkish people fighting, and well, Turks aren't bad at all. And we got 2 what the hell was it? 2 Iranians, 2 Turks, and 2 French people fighting, yeah. And I assume that, well, 1 French person wins. I assume that 2 Turks lose, which is a very risky thing to assume, especially when this Turk can actually win, and so can the one fighter NONTACHAI. And yeah, I'm gonna get into the reasons why now. Anyways, Phöebe Lo, yeah, she has the reason why I'm taking Phöebe Lo. She has a record of 14-4. She beat my last girl that I chose to win against her via decision, aka Madison Klatt. Madison Klatt was a bit too green though. She was only 19 years old or 20 years old at the time when she fought Phöebe, like. And yeah, anyways, now Phöebe is facing yet again Madison Klatt wasn't a kickboxer. She might have been. I think she was 50-50 in Muay Thai kickboxing. Either way, Phoebe Lo is facing a kickboxer in a Muay Thai matchup in form of Zeynep Setintas. Either way, Zeynep is a fast-paced, high-volume fighter from Turkey, with a kickboxing style that involves karate kicks that she used, like her T kick and T kicks to the face. She also has, I'd say, the higher volume against a girl like Phoebe Lo, but Phoebe Lo isn't dumb. Like, she trains inside a Superbond training camp, and Superbond will have demonstrated to her how to deal with this style of opponent, like he himself has done many times. Zeynep is a regional champion in Turkey and has many accomplishments, but she's lacking in precision, I'd say. Like, she has a good right hand, which is precise, but like when her follow-up strikes, like she only will land like one for every 2 or 3 that she'll throw after, and that's because she gives away her entrance, and it's quite visible. Like, it's quite easy to see when she's gonna throw on an opening. Like, if she steps in, she throws around 2 or 3 hooks minimum every single time, or she'll throw a cheap kick or some shit like that. If this is going to be her game plan for Tse Ching, then, well, like, I think then Tse Ching Phoebe Lo is going to beat her, like, with ease, possibly, because she knows how to step back and counter with kicks. And, well, Tse Ching has the sharper boxing, I'd say. Like, even though Tse Ching doesn't have the output to deal with this girl, in my opinion, when it comes down to striking, but Tse Ching Phoebe Lo has the sharper boxing, like I said. Yeah, and the only issue I really have with Phoebe is her nose. Like, it bleeds quite easily, especially in smaller gloves. Like, she can get tagged up. Like, Phoebe Lo is really a good fighter, and like, she arguably outstruck Nong An, but she lost inevitably because she bled too much from her nose at the end of the day. Yeah, the Turk doesn't have accuracy compared to Phoebe, and Phoebe's the more technical fighter. And if Phoebe's game plan to avoid big engagements while picking her shots works, then she will win this fight clear. But yeah, Zeynep has bad form. She's durable, and she's used to fighting regional fighters who don't offer much of a threat. I would assume that Tse Ching is going to be her hardest test, and I don't think she's gonna pass her test here. Like, Tse Ching Phoebe Lo is a good fighter. Her striking is good and can compete with Tse Ching. Like, sorry, Zeynep striking is good and compete with Tse Ching, yeah, but Ching has more weapons. She will have the clinch game to her advantage as well, like, for certain. So in this matchup too, which is good. She's fighting a kickboxer, and in Muay Thai, yeah, what do Muay Thai fighters do when they want to beat kickboxers? Yeah, clinch, knee, clinch, knee. If the other girl's throwing too much output, clinch and knee. Literally, that's what I expect her to do. And yeah, she's gonna have the more powerful kicking game on her side. So yeah, she's gonna be able to slow down the movement of the Turk, in my opinion. And in the boxing realm, she can turn on the engine and pick her shots very well, especially as the Turk starts to fatigue during round 2. I took Madison Clapp because I thought she could win, but Ching showed what level she's on compared to the 2 times French champion. Like, I expected Tse Ching to know her opponent will be on the front foot. I expect her to target the legs and with kicks, and I expect her to find a mark in smaller gloves. Her opponent doesn't have much power, but she has volume, like I mentioned, and you never know when small gloves like this girl might actually be decent in small gloves. If she doesn't take much damage and if it's hard to hurt her, then yeah, you never know. She might actually she might win this fight. It all comes down to will the weapons of Phoebe Lo give her the advantage to win over her opponent who's got that better boxing. Like, I'd say yes, but this fight is very, very, it could be very close. Phoebe Lo is the sharper fighter, like I said, and the other girl's just got higher output. If Phoebe Lo stays back footing well, then she can catch her count as well, she can catch her kicks well, and she can win this fight. But yeah, it's a very close fight. I'd be careful with this spot. I would be very careful with this spot. Bout 11, by the way, I'm doing this off the top of my head now. From bout 11, yeah, we got BABAK HAGHI versus Klarob. My original prediction was going to be Klarob. He has a record of 81 wins and 55 losses. He's very bad. It's a very bad record. But yeah, what is there really good to say about him? He has power. He has the ability to step in and throw. But you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of the male, he's a male version of that female fighter named Nong Fasai. He has not much skill behind what he does. He beat Muhammad Ali in his debut, which kind of annoyed me because I thought Muhammad Ali would win because Muhammad Ali is much more skilled than Klarob, yeah, but Klarob just found his mark and then managed to knock down Muhammad Ali. Truth is, BABAK HAGHI is he's much more he's much more durable than Muhammad Ali for an Iranian. And even though he may not be as skilled and as good at like running the outside as Muhammad Ali, I do believe that BABAK HAGHI can win this fight just off, well, just by being able to outstrike him. And in clinch, yeah, Klarov is not the best fighter in clinch either. Like, and this Iranian is actually quite good in clinch, despite having a record of like, I can't find his exact record, but it's around, it's 30 plus wins and 19, 20 losses. Like, it's not very good. Like, it's under 2-to-1 ratio too. Same for Klarov. Like, they're both under 2-to-1 ratios when it comes down to their records. So I would be very scared betting, and so I'm gonna advise you all not like bet like heavy here. Like, I'm pretty sure it was Sirichok that Klarov fought last, and we took Sirichok as a underdog last time, as an underdog lock actually, and yeah, he won for us against Klarov. But I'm gonna be like, I'm straight out, I'm just saying, yeah, I don't trust this Iranian. His records like tells you not to trust him, like, and yeah, he wins fights because he does more than his opponents, is what I like though, like, especially his recent fights. Like, he clinches onto you, he'll spam you with knees. If you're not that dangerous and there's not that much of a threat coming back at him, yeah, he can actually win his fights, and he can take a punch to give a punch is the good thing about him. Like, he's fought some guys that don't do much back, but like, he wins his fights, and like, he's not bad. At first, I thought he was bad, but I'm gonna be taking him. I'm not very confident, like I said. This is a very high risk spot. I just can't bring myself to bet on a guy like Klarov. I've never bet on Klarov, and a record of 80-55, like, that's a non facile record, man. I just can't. I can't bring myself to bet on it. I really can't. Like, shocker, he got a KO win over Muhammad Ali. Well done. Like, Muhammad Ali just is a questionable guy. He can be good one day and not trust himself to not get chinned another day. So I don't really know what to say about it. I'm gonna go with the Iranian here. I don't believe in the Iranian, but I know the Iranian is way more durable than Muhammad Ali with a shit chin. So I'm gonna be taking the Iranian here, and I think the Iranian has higher output. So I think the Iranian can win if he plays well. All right, for bout 13, we have a Muay Thai bout between Daodaeng and HERN Luxwan. Our prediction is HERN Luxwan, and yeah, let's get into it. HERN Luxwan has a record of 43 wins and 6 losses, and some sources state, what was it again? 41 wins and 3 losses. So I don't know which one it is. Either way, they're still fucking good. Yeah. And Daodaeng has a record of 41 wins and 21 losses. Our prediction here is, well, the underdog fighter, and we are going to be taking HERN. I don't know why he's an underdog, I'm not going to lie, but yeah, he has great feints, and
yeah, I can.
Yeah,
so,
like, Daodaeng is a good fight, but yeah, you break it down, man. You got this written down.
So I just got this written down. So HERN, from what I've seen, he's mainly kicking and punching. Clinch versus Fajarat, it was alright, but I think Daodaeng may have a slight advantage in the clinch for my predictions. HERN's got a good chin. I saw it get tested, so that's I'm pretty happy with that. He's not a weak fighter. Despite being a technical one, because I see a lot of technical ones that can get knocked down. Now HERN's not that. He's a Thai as well. You know what I mean? Lots of feints. That's what I liked about him. Like, he has quick kicks. Versus Fajarat, he hit a quick body and then head kick, like, instantly off it. I don't even know if his foot went back to touch the ground, but yeah, it was that quick, man. And he throws a lot of feints compared to these Thai fighters, which makes me think his striking is actually, he's coming at this striking from a different angle than the normal Thai. For some reason, his striking just looks much better. He throws feints, like more feints than the average Thai before he throws the actual strike.
Move. And he's thrown a bite on them.
Yeah, he's thrown a couple things that have impressed me. So I think he has potential. Well, already from his record, he's got potential. Moving on to
good boxing, good boxing.
Yeah, good boxing and good kicks. Just striking in general, he's very good in my opinion.
He doesn't like wasting movement, really. That.
Yeah, Daodaeng, he could be bigger than HERN here. Don't get me wrong, like, he probably is. He will be the guy that walks forward constantly and just tries to like outwork you because he's not better than you. But
Riftin knocked him down. We took Riftin. We told Riftin a lock against him.
Yeah, Riftin was able to push him into the corner with technicality and
they were picking when they fought, but I don't. It was a weird one. It was a really weird one, that fight.
So Riftin won by majority decision.
He won because he got a knockdown, but if he didn't get knocked down, well, what do you think? I haven't watched that fight in a while.
Yeah, so when I went back and rewatched that fight, Riftin, like you said, he got the knockdown on him. His skill was pretty much better than him. It's just that this guy really pushed the pace and didn't stop walking forward, drained the energy out of Riftin, and Riftin started walking backwards in the last round, trying to kind of escape in the last minute, which is
like
kind of crazy to see. He was coasting, but then like when it got to the last like 40 seconds, he started getting a bit worried and started actually walking away from him. He got kind of rocked there near the end, almost let it slip away from him. But to be honest,
Rifkin, like his durability is not the same as Thai fighters, man. Like his skill is beautiful. It really is. It really is astounding. But
I don't know where Rifkin will land as well because the competition he's fought isn't the greatest either. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
They're not bad.
They're not bad. Don't get me wrong, but overall, I just want to see where he lands in one because, like you say, he does have the toughness kind of weakness there.
I mean, he just beat Red Hill, but Red Hill was not good. Like we know, Red Hill's not good after his debut.
Versus better Thais, I would like to see how he fares. Anyways, Bernard, his moves are pretty much punches and elbows. His punches aren't going to be better than Hearn's. I see Hearn even dodging some, hitting him from different angles. But yeah, he's going to constantly walk Hearn down, and you could try to clinch him like constantly. He's just a clinch and elbow soldier as well. He's got the greater chin here. This guy's like just durable as hell, yeah. But yeah, considering the record and the skill level, I think Hearn can do enough here and land a good move that could knock him down. Like he's good enough, like Riftin striking enough, like as a Thai as well. With that toughness, I like that combination. His feints, his striking, Thai toughness. I think Hearn here, but it could get scary in round 3. Don't get me wrong, it could get scary.
Yeah, I'm gonna be taking Hearn. I believe in him as an underdog. We've taken him every single time that he's fought. He's won for us every single time, and I don't see a reason to not take him this time. So
yeah,
I think he can play well. I think he is a little bit scary, but I think he can play this fight well because I do think that he can compete with men like Riftin and all those type of fighters at the end of the day. Like I think that if them two fought, I think he might beat Riftin. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he might beat Riftin. He might beat Riftin.
But Banu and what he showed me is just a lot of toughness. That's his main aspect. Yeah, he's 18 years old compared to Hearn 23. I think it shows in the skill, and his experience should be able to take a guy out, even being tough.
I think Hearn's gonna win this one. Yeah. I think he might make it just like if
it's possible.
He might make it look clear. He might make it look literally just. He might just make it look very easy.
Very possible.
On to the next fight, man. On the final bout, we have Worapon versus Arthur Brossier in bout 14. I know I said I could never trust Worapon as a fucking lock, yeah. But that last fight, I did think that he was a potential lock against So Nuang, or whatever his name was, and he won easily. And now in this fight, I do think he's a lock too, just because I think the French guy is way out of his league. He's a French kickboxing champion or whatever the hell he is. I've seen his footage. He's just not durable enough to break down Worapon. He's not durable enough to survive in there with a guy like Worapon, I don't think. Yeah, and I think Worapon should be able to break him down over 3 rounds easily. I don't think he's gonna win. I just don't believe that he has any chance of winning against Worapon. Really, like Felipe Lobo. Don't get it wrong. I underestimate Felipe Lobo extremely badly when Worapon fought Felipe Lobo. Like Felipe Lobo's been in there with some wars here with like some really high level veterans, man. I think that this fight here with this French guy, I think that Worapon is just gonna fucking run through him really. And yep, that's the prediction for the final one. I guess I am going to be assuming he gets a KO, but if he doesn't get a KO, it is what it is. I do think he will get a KO though. This French guy shouldn't, like, his legs aren't that durable, man, and Warapon's just like much more powerful than him. And if it comes down to if the other guy really is starting to outstrike Worapon, because Worapon can be hit, then Worapon should be able to clinch up with him and just fuck him up, man, with aggression in the clinch. Like, he's not like Lobo where he's towering over him, yeah, and he can't like aggress on him, yeah. Warapon should be able to throw this guy around the ring if they clinch up